GTA 5 online mission, Chop Chop. Okay, anytime GTA does something, we're always checking the mission list to see if they've added some new missions to the mission list. And, I go through the list and everything's check marked. And there's one thing we know are the missions. All through the contacts, Lamar, Gerald, Martin, Lester. We know all the missions. We've done them many, many times. So um, when we pull up the list, like when the heist came out, we're like, they add any missions? We like, it doesn't appear so. Anyway, ever since the heist came out, never, we played some missions, but never really called up the contacts and say, hey, got a mission for us. Normally, like if we were like, we're waiting on somebody, we'll play a mission. We'll, pull up the Los Santos connection or trash talk or whatever. But we never like go into the phone and call Ron or whatever. The two characters, Trevor and Lamar, give you missions, but you cannot call them for them. Go figure that one. Anyway, um, got online, doing our daily objectives, and I contacted Demented. I was like, hey, you getting on? He's like, yep. I'm like, well, I got a new mission. He's like, what? I'm like, I got a new mission that we haven't done before. He's like, okay. So we hit him up, and this one's called Chop Chop, and I was wondering if it had something to do with Franklin's dog, but obviously it doesn't. Anyway, Sandy Shores is filled up with dudes. It's a pretty good fight up in here. The first time we came up in here, we just used the Kuruma to drive around to shoot everybody. And a couple of the gang attack videos, I mentioned that the Kuruma's kind of gotten us a little bit lazy because you can pretty much do everything, a battle from just sitting in the car. So we get shot up pretty bad here too, considering we're having trouble keeping cover. Okay, so the only thing you have to worry about not blowing up are these helicopters. After the hacking of the computers or whatever you want to call it, you have to get in those helicopters. But there's like a big truck here, and we were like, oh, first time we thought maybe we'd have to drive that truck out of here, but it gets blown up, and then or we blow it up, one of the two. But we have to basically fight our way up to the tower there. There's a computer that we do have to hack. And it's going to give us 2 locations of a Merryweather camps that we have to go up there and basically take it to them. So pretty much like after this, he's like, how did this happen? I'm like, the little thing popped over my radar saying that there was a mission called Chop Chop. And I didn't really notice if it said new or not. I just saw the name and I knew it wasn't one of the missions that we've done. So I'm like, well, it must be, he's like, it's got to be one of those adversary ones. I'm like, no, this is an actual mission. He's like, all right. I love it because there's a shitload of guys. Once you get into hacking the computer, it spawns up a whole other wave of guys. So you're up in this tower, and then all of a sudden you just start getting overwhelmed with guys. So this time around, we're gonna leave some traps out, or try to. These damn proximities are a real pain in the ass. It's not even like after you're done hacking. As soon as you get into the computer, it starts sending off enemies. So whoever's not in the computer is going to be busy. Had to get a little cardio there before hitting the laptop. Unfortunately, closer to the door, my buddy threw some of his proximities down, and I'm kind of busy taking care of the helicopter to my left, though. He gets like 4 guys with one of his proximities. I was like, damn, I wish I would have seen that. Alright, so we got an inbound helicopter coming. You can see all the dots around us here. Alright, there goes the pilot. Get a little bit of food, get a little armor on, hit the helicopters. We kind of wondered if, now that the heist is out, I bought the Insurgent with the 50 on it. We both have Savage helicopters, and we're kind of on the fence about buying the Valkyrie. I'm like, man, wouldn't it have been awesome to cruise up into these Merryweather camps with the Insurgent with the 50? I mean, there's probably a good chance you would have got wasted. It's quite the fight up at these 2 locations, but you got these things, and I know it's all about the multiplayer, but it'd be nice to utilize some of these things in a cooperative level. But you could have definitely rolled up into that Sandy Shores with the Insurgent with the 50. You could have called it in, picked it up, and then cruised up in there and taken it to these guys on the ground. helicopter down. Alright, so once you get the last enemy down here, the mission pretty much ends, and that's it. Hope you like the videos. Both me and Demented Priest would appreciate the thumbs ups and subscribing. We put a lot of work into these heists and missions. And we got one more new mission that we came across for Martin called Time to Get Away, and that'll be next. Decent money. If you like the videos, you can always support us by checking out the ads.